Welcome back to another reaction for the Food Diary of Miss Maid, episode 7. Okay, morning.
夏もそろそろ終盤です。
Okay.
私は
I am so sorry. I totally forget we are starting here every time. But maybe we're going to see some fall foods. We're starting off with shaved ice. Never had it. Definitely would be interested in trying it though. I feel like this would be pretty low calorie, right? Because it's essentially just ice cube shaved with some kind of syrup on top, and you can probably make the syrup light on calories, maybe even 0 calories depending. You probably could just pour over some diluted fruit puree, right? I feel like this would be a pretty low calorie version of a nice ice cream. Definitely good for summer.
溶ける。
I feel like the first thing you should do is not be inside the light, sunshine. Get some darkening lights. Lights? Lights? Some curtains, like I have. The blackout curtains. I hope it is going to help me in the summer whenever it gets really hot, because Europe does not like ACs. And I am too poor to afford the maintenance, more or less the energy cost of an AC, so I have to do with what I get, which is the curtains and a fan.
リコッタちゃん。スズメ、プールに行きますわよ。
Now we are talking.
暑くてちょうど溶けてたんですよ。お誘いありがとうございます。そんなことだろうと思いましたわ。まったく手のかかる子ね。ところでスズメのそれは何？日よけです。
Okay.
あなたがそれでいいならいいですけど。近くにプールがあったんですね。水着なくても大丈夫なのも知りませんでした。
Oh, they sell. Wait. They sell swimsuits at the swimming pool? Or do they rent?
施設で販売があるらしいですわ。ちゃんと調べたから大丈夫でしたよ。さすがリコッタちゃん。
It's closed. Oh, come on. Really? No swimsuit episode? By the way, what a stupid swimming pool to be like, yeah, we are closed on a hot day, because a lot of people would want to be swimming, but we don't like money.
なんで真夏のプールに休みがあるんですの？お仕事だからですよ、リコッタちゃん。落ち着いてください。でもこんなに暑いんですのよ。そうですね。リコ
Doesn't
ッ
make
タちゃ
sense.
ん、これ。
Doesn't make sense that they are closed in summer. Unless there's no real business, but I feel like this is exactly where you would get a lot of business. Maybe a lot of Japanese people vacation to a different area? I don't know.
ちょっと待っててください。
I feel like this would be the best time.
近場だとしても電車に乗らなきゃですわね。せっかくスズメを連れて行くんだから良い
At
評
least,
価のところ
at
に。
least she has not given up.
ここもお休み。リコッタちゃん。
How are there two swimming pools closed on a hot day? On a hot sunny day? I would understand raining. Okay. Snowing, sure. Maybe overcast. Okay. But it's a hot sunny day and the swimming pool is closed? Really?
お待ちどうさまじゃーん。これは何かしら。かき氷です。すぐそこに移動販売のお店来てるのを思い出して。
How is the shaved ice vendor open but not the pool?
暑いままだと良くないかなって。あなた、これちょっと食べたでしょ。途中で崩れそうになっちゃって少しだけ。
Small bite, sure, sure.
それにしてもすごいピンク色ね。いちご味ですって。どうぞ。強すぎるくらいの甘いシロップが氷と一緒に溶けて甘冷た美味しい。シロップと氷の量を変えると甘さの調節ができるのもいいですね。こっちは少し崩してシロップとなじませよう。
ジュン、かき氷は平安時代の枕草子に
The pillow book, huh? Okay. I feel like children should not read that one.
も書かれているぞ。現代に比べて運ぶ手段が限られているので、溶けていない氷を食べられるのは貴族だけだったんだぞ。
見て見て。ね。あ、かわいい。
The only problem I have with shaved ice is that I still feel like the syrup is not going to reach the bottom because normally you fill the whole container with shaved ice and then you pour the syrup on top, which means the top is nice and syrupy, but as the further down you get, the less syrup you have, right? Otherwise, probably a solid idea. I would most likely take something like lemon flavor, something sour, something sweet, something cold, perfect for some hot summer day.
いつものリコッタちゃんになった。あのね、行きたいところがあるんだけど。
Beach? Swimsuit?
川があったのね。この間散歩していたら見つけました。
No beach. No swimsuit.
まさかいない。リコッタちゃんも早く。
It is strangely cooling to have your feet submerged in cold water. For some reason, it cools down the body really well.
ほら、楽しくて気持ちいいですよ。しょうがないですわね。冷たい。あれ、ぬるい。
You have a swimsuit? Okay. I did not consider you having a swimsuit under there. Fair enough. I was a little bit preoccupied with the feet. I don't know why, but I feel like the anime has more and more feet in their animation. It's getting a little concerning. Maybe I did not pay attention before, but...
なんかいろんな温度がありますわ。はあ、水着下に着てたんですね。いいな。リコッタちゃん、手をつなぎましょう。危ないですよ。スズメまで危ないわよ。大丈夫。私が手をつなぎたいので。
At least we got some swimsuit going on.
まったく手がかかる子ね。うわー、布が重い。家が近くてよかったわね。
Cheesecake. No. Now we are talking. Cheesecake. Simple, delicious, can go different ways. That is always the best with a simple dish. You can always take it in many different ways. Essentially, something like pizza is very simple. A dough, some kind of sauce, traditionally tomato, and then toppings if you want, and cheese. And that's it. Essentially, those 4 ingredients. You can change the toppings, you can change the cheese, you can change the sauce. I mean, there's even dessert pizza with like chocolate, which it's weird, but essentially it makes sense. It's just dough with chocolate. And you have that in any other way. Like, I mean, a cake is also dough with some chocolate, if you have chocolate cake as example. So it makes sense, even though it's a little bit weird to have that in pizza form. But that is how versatile pizza can be. And cheesecake is very similar. Why are you here?
うわー、クラシカル。
I'm assuming he pulled you in here.
急に遊ぼうって連絡が来たと思ったら、この店のチョイス、何かが明確にバレている。駅にいた。話せば長くなるというか、全体的にわけがわからないんだけど聞いてくれる。相談しようとは思っていたんだ。
取り調べみたい。要するにメイド服着た人がアイス欲しがって熱中症っぽかったのを助けて、夏祭りでも迷子になったのを助けた。
I mean, if you talk about this, about all these situations in this way, it's like, you know, feels a bit like a drama. You're meeting your soulmate multiple times in dire straits. You're always helping her. Now that I think about it, you're always helping her.
って話で合ってる？変なの？
否定はしない。
なんだよ、彼女じゃないんだ。
I mean, he wishes.
違うよ。
もし空に彼女できたら俺と遊んでくれなくなっちゃうかと。
だから違うって。
ま、その感じならしばらく心配なさそうだね。でもその人と空が知り合いだったらお願いしたいことあるんだよね。
I'm assuming he wants to connect with Ricotta, right? The blonde maid.
お願い？
失礼します。こちらセットのチーズケーキです。紅茶お熱いのでご注意ください。ご
Instantly
ゆっ
touched
くり
it.
お過ごしください。
いいね。
いいね。
チュン、チーズケーキの最古の記録は古代ギリシャだぞ。
I don't want to say anything, but this looks more like a block of cheese on some base. Normally the edge would also have some crust, right? I mean, it doesn't need to. Yeah, it doesn't really need to. It looks a little weird.
最古のチーズケーキトリオンはラード、卵、チーズ、牛乳をイチジクの葉で包んで茹でて出来上がるんだ。オリンピックの選手たちに振る舞われていた記録が残っているぞ。
それでお願いって？
そうそう。笑わないで聞いてほしいんだけど、
Too late.
そのメイドの人に服を脱いでほしいんだ。
Pervert?
いや笑えんわ。
待って違う、間違えた。
What do you mean? It is exactly, you meant it exactly how you said it. I mean, you are like, you want her to take her clothes off. You can't take it any other way, right?
俺さ、服作ってみたくて。
服？
独学でやってるから、ああ
Mm.
いうふわっとした服の構造がいまいちわからなく。
So we have someone who wants to make clothes. Okay. So you just want to inspect the maid uniform. Okay. Which also is interesting because he was looking around and the assumption was that he was like, oh, look at all the cute girls and in maid outfits. But he probably was looking at the outfits themselves.
てさ、知り合いなら見せてもらえないかなと。
家庭科部入ってるから料理が好きなのかと。
いやー、初めは服飾もできると思ってたんだよね。料理ばっかりだったわ。好きだけど。夏休みの自由課題あるじゃん。
あるね。
そこ目標で何か一つ作りたいなって。
はあ。何でも恋愛話にするメイド好きだと思っててごめん。
もともとの評価がひどいな。
I had the same opinion about him, but I guess we were wrong.
俺、空みたいに得意なことって特にないからさ。とりあえず気になったもの、片っ端からやってみようと思って。
得意なこと俺なんかあったっけ？
あるじゃん、水泳。
Oh.
水泳か。
小学生の時すげえ早かったじゃん。
いやなんかそんなずっとやりたいかと考えると違う気がして。まあいいよ俺のことは。さっきの橘さんのことだけどさ、協力したいけど連絡先知らないから難しいと思うよ。公衆電話。
Didn't you exchange number with her? I'm pretty sure you exchanged contact info. Didn't you? It's also crazy that you know her name but not her contact
だか
info.
ら連絡来ただけだし。その顔何？
俺と一緒にメイドさんスキ部作らない？
なんでそうなる？
だって好きなんでしょ？
やっぱり何でも恋愛話にするメイド好きじゃねえか。
まあまあ楽しいよ部活。
いやだから。
Plain hot water. Not what I assumed we would get an episode of. Just plain hot water? What is the historic significance of that? Now that I think about it, because I was like, oh, if you need it for sleep, because we see her sleeping, why not hot milk? But Asia is not really doing well with, milk. They don't like lactose that much, right? I guess hot water is hot water is strange concept. As like a food specific to Japan.
いつの間にか夏が終わっちゃった。
Mm.
今日はなんかお水。そうだ。
For me, the problem is if you're already making hot water, why not tea? Right?
お水足して。
チュン、白湯は体温に近いので一日の始まりに飲むと血の巡りが良くなって目が覚めると言われているんだぞ。はあ。
I have heard about that. Yeah. Essentially, if you wake up, after waking up, just drinking like a glass of water is good to start your day. I feel like a good tea would also do the same, right?
お水温めただけなのにほっとする。
I don't believe you.
黙々の雲じゃない。
At least take some lemon concentrate or juice and put some of that in there. Give it a little bit of a refreshing taste.
今日は長袖にしようかな。やっぱり日中は暑い。長袖じゃなくてよかった。
Cup noodles, a classic.
さあ、上がって上がって。狭いところですが、って間取り一緒か。
Why is it dark?
お邪魔します。
Oh.
お水、食料、懐中電灯、ヘルメット。バッチリ。これで台風が強くなっても。
And light us out.
そうだ、ご飯食べよう。ご飯を食べれば元気に。風強い。
I do wonder what a typhoon is like. I mean, it's very stormy, a lot of rain, right? How dangerous is a typhoon, right? If you are inside. Outside, naturally, different rules, depending. But inside, I feel like the Japanese buildings are a bit different to European, so I assume they are mostly going to stay whenever a typhoon goes over, so it's just a very stormy, rainy day, essentially, right? Okay, you lose electricity, which is going to suck. But apart from that, you are fine, right? You don't need to be scared. And probably could be very relaxing if you just stay inside and relax a little bit. Maybe have a book to read with a flashlight, I guess, because no electricity.
台風の時は外に出ないようにしよう。危ないぞ、シュン。
小松さん。
Good job using the electronic bell.
あれ、出ない。そういえばいないんだった。うわ、外も全部真っ暗。ここら辺一帯が停電っぽいですね。こんばんは。台風すごいですね。ちょっと泣いてます？はい、タオル。ありがとうございます。
She has like candles?
私、202号室の新月杏子。下で呼んで。一番奥の。はい。立花すずめと申します。立花さんね。字は二文字の方？一文字の。木偏の方ね。よろしく。まあ、適当に座って。
Oh, it is a candle.
はあ、素敵なお部屋。明るい。は、それいいでしょう。普段はキャンプとかで使ってるんだけど、こういう時にも使えていいんだよね。キャンプ。お茶でいい？ あ、お構いなく。ラジオ聞くくらいしかなくて暇してたんだ。よかったらおしゃべり付き合ってよ。座ってて。一人でイギリスから？かっこいい。お、立花すずめ、日本の人？おばあ様がイギリス人で、おじい様が日本人なんです。ああ、じゃあその綺麗な目、カラコンじゃないんだね。日本に来て面白いところとかあった？この間お祭りに行きました。あ、近所の。いいな。小さい時浴衣が嬉しくて浮かれちゃってさ、よく迷子になったんだよね。あ、私もこの間迷子になりました。キラキラに吸い寄せられちゃうよね。あとはこの前お友達と川遊びをしました。あ、立花さん意外とアウトドア派？私もキャンプ好きだからさ、川辺にテント張って水の音を聞いたりね。キャンプ、私も行ってみたいです。楽しいよ。美味しい空気吸って自然と一体になって、夜は焚き火であったまって。はあ、素敵ですね。
Yeah, I mean, it does sound nice, especially if you have like maybe a grill of some kind. You can, or a big pot, make some food, delicious food, enjoy the fresh air and starry night. Problem is insects. I do not really like anything that is going to be near my body. You know, stuff that is walking on top of me, no thank you. Flying stuff around me, no thank you. It's mostly obnoxious, unless it is mosquitoes. Those need to be eradicated, because they like me too much, and I do not like having to scratch my body.
びっくりしたね。私ちょうどご飯食べようと思っててさ。よかったら立花さんもどう？
Seafood and standard, I guess. Also, these seem to be the real cup noodle brand. Interesting. Again, one of those, copyrights. They don't like to do this because they would need to get permission, and that can take some time. So normally you have like fake versions.
ジュン、インスタントラーメンは1960年頃に開発されたんだぞ。
スーパーとかでよく見るやつ。醤油とシーフード、どっちがいい？
The best part about instant ramen is just easy to make and cheap. Because essentially it's just some noodles in some kind of soup. And for the price you pay, it is a solid... I wouldn't call it a meal necessarily, to be honest. At least not like that. Maybe if you add some more stuff, sure. Which some people like to do, like shrimp, egg, what have you. But otherwise, it is definitely a solid snack, maybe?
究極の二択だけど。でも大事なご飯じゃ。台風のご縁だし気にしないで。未開封で安全。立花さんの話もっと聞きたいし。
Like $2 each, maybe?
これはかっこいい。
Yeah, you have to be careful there though, because this is hot. If whenever fire changes color, you don't want to touch.
せっかくだからお湯も楽しく沸かそうと思って。いいでしょう。
I mean, not that you have a choice, right?
お湯注いで。猫みたい。3分待つ。ぴったりね。あんずさん、料理お上手ですね。
Yeah, this doesn't count as cooking. Saying you are good at cooking, putting some hot water in instant noodles, I don't know.
料理って言えるのか？ 私この曲好き。なんて曲ですか？これはね。
Okay. We have a little bit of a relaxing time
日本
together.
はお天気がコロコロ変わって面白いですよね。四季を楽しめるからね。自然もいっぱいだし。やば、3分経ってたわ。開けよう開けよう。
Yeah, no. This is
いただきます。
they always make it look a lot better than it's normally
ガ
looks
ツ
like.
ンとしたスープに麺が絡んで、ギュッとしたエビとじんわりスープを吸った卵、そしてこのお肉。お肉なんだ？なんかこの四角い。まあいいか。とにかくうまっ。久々に食べた。食べる手が止まらない。わかりますわかります。すごい勢いで食べてしまった。私も夢中になっちゃいました。お、眩しい。電気ついた。文明。そういえば雨音も弱まった気がしますね。今日は台風でずっと不安な日だったんですが、あんずさんのおかげで楽しい特別な日になりました。心強かったです。ありがとうございます。ちゃんと言われるとなんか照れる。今回の大型台風珍しかったし、私もちょっと実は私も一人だと心細かったんでした。付き合ってくれてありがとう。私部屋からお菓子持ってきます。お、いいね。話そう話そう。
Okay. Yeah, they make instant noodles always look a lot better than it normally is.
秋が近づい。
Oh, this is just a preview. Okay. Because I never really had instant noodles and was like, oh yeah, this looks like full of stuff. Again, for the price, cannot complain. That is always a price, taste, and what you get ratio, whatever. You cannot really complain. I can buy instant ramen, not in a cup, but in a little pack for like 60 cents or so. And it definitely is worth it. I mean, you get some seasoning, you get the noodles, you get some, not sauce, but oil and stuff, you know. It's just solid. It does everything you want it to. And it is very affordable, which is, I feel like, what a lot of students know best.